Mr. Kelly, floor is yours.
Hey, thank you. And my first question is for Mr. Waugh. Many countries are planning to commence vaccinations as early as next week, and plan to have, in some cases, their vaccinations completed by June. What would the impact of having vaccines out and completed to the majority of Canadians early next year have on next summer's festival industry?
Well, obviously, vaccines would be a game changer, and this would allow us to renew our activities. And now the challenge is not just vaccination, it's predictability. And we don't really know what the calendar will be for the vaccine program. But if the vaccination program goes on through June, we have to take decisions beforehand to know several months ahead what we can organize. So you can understand that we really need to have a better idea of the calendar for vaccination in order to plan our activities. And the other thing with vaccinations is the tests, because we think that testing and traceability is improved. We could have a checkpoint at the entry to festivals, and this would not only have the vaccination but the test and the check at the entrance.
Having the ability to rapidly test people would undoubtedly improve the ability to hold festivals as well. I mean, I come from Calgary, home to one of the premier destination festivals in the country. It was heartbreaking to Calgary to lose the Stampede last year. The Stampede is the second week of July. You mentioned the calendar. We've been trying to get answers from the government repeatedly about the vaccination calendar and when vaccines will start, when they'll be available, and when the majority of Canadians might expect to receive a vaccination. Would it help your industry to know that when vaccinations would begin and when the majority of Canadians would complete? Would it be more helpful to have vaccines done by June or by September for the summer festival circuit?
Of course, if we want to save the summer 2021 season, the vaccination would be very important, and vaccination for a large segment of the population, because most of the festivals and activities, for example, the Stampede, so we're in a northern country, and many events take place in June to September, so it'd be important to vaccinate as many people as possible before the summer in order to have a normal, in quotation marks, season.
Do any of the festivals that are members of your association, do they currently have access to rapid tests that would, as you put it, at the entrance to a festival to be able to test people quickly? I mean, does that exist?
No, we don't have access to that yet, far from it, but we are carefully watching what's happening at the Calgary airport and how, because if the rapid tests become available, we can use them not only at festivals and events, but in restaurants and elsewhere. But we still have heard that these rapid tests in the health area or health workers, but are available, but we still don't have any information on when that might be available to the cultural and events sector. So that'll be very useful.
Do you have interaction with counterparts in other countries around their planning for summer festivals?
Yes, we have had exchanges with others. For example, we're working with an association from Europe which called Together, and they've really decided to continue to operate in 2021. They've developed a manifesto for about 120 festivals under the banner of Festivals 2021. We believe, and they think they are determined to recommence their activities in summer next year.
Wrap up in 30 seconds here.
How about are their decisions driven by the availability of vaccines in their own countries, and or rapid testing?
Not necessarily, but the health directives vary from country to country and jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Now, after all these long months of pandemic, we know that the risks are somewhat limited outside if you wear a mask. And if we continue to encourage the use of masks inside as well, there are a number of innovative things that can be done to and not have people, one on top of each other, in order to ensure safety. And so there have been ways like the drive-in movies and drive-in theaters, other options where you can keep distancing, and that could encourage. That's a way of encouraging events using social distancing and masks.